Use the equation below to answer the question that follows. X to the power of 2 minus 2x minus 15 over x to the power of 2 minus 9 equals 0. Which of the following is the complete solution to the equation above? Now this question is so easy to solve. It's similar to a quadratic equation as we simplify it. So the first step we need to do in order to get rid of the fraction is to multiply both sides by x to the power of 2 minus 9. This will help us solve the question much more easier, and it would make the question extended more. So we will multiply both sides by x to the power of 2 minus 9. And now we will have a new equation. Every time you see an equation with x to the power of 2 and it's equals to 0, that means that it is a quadratic equation. Now, to solve quadratic equations, one of the important factors of it is factorizing. Factorizing all the expressions in order to make the equation more expanded and easier to solve to find the x. So, in order to do that, we need to find two factors that multiplies that give us a product of negative 15, and the same two products will give us a product when we add them, negative 2. Now the products of negative 15 are 3 and negative 5, or negative 3 and 5. The correct choices are x minus 5 and x plus 3. Now when we multiply negative 5 and 3, it will give us negative 15. And when we add negative 5 plus 3, it will give us a product of negative 2. So those are the two correct factors. Now we need to solve for x. To solve for x, we're just going to plot each bracket equals to 0. So x minus 5 equals 0. We're going to add 5 to both sides. So it's going to be x equals 5. And the other one, the same thing. We're going to move the negative 3 to the other side. It's going to give us a product of x equals negative 3. Now we have two x's. Now we need to check our answers and plot x in the equation above. Now we've come to the checking part. We found in the last slide that we find two products, x equals 5 and x equals negative 3. We need to know which one is the solution, or they could be both the solutions. In order to check, we just simply going to substitute the value of the x through the x in this equation. Let's try x equals 5 first. So we're just simply going to substitute 5 through each x in the equation. So 5 to the power of 2 minus 2 times 5 minus 15 over 5 to the power of 2 minus 9 equals 0. Now if you substituted all these values or all this equation in the calculator, it will give you a value of 0. As you can see that our solution is correct because it's equals to 0. So the solution could be x equals 5. But we're not done yet. We need to find if x equals negative 3 is a solution too. So let's try that. Now let's try for x equals negative 3. We're going to do the same. We're just going to substitute negative 3 through all the x's in the equation. So it's going to be negative 3 to the power of 2 minus 2 times negative 3 minus 15 over negative 3 to the power of 2 minus 9 equals 0. Always make sure to put negative 3 into brackets, especially in the calculator, because it will give you an accurate product or solution, especially when the number is negative. Now, if you uploaded this equation in the calculator, it will give you a math error. So the product of this equation is undefined. So unfortunately, x equals negative 3 is not a solution because it's not equals to 0. So it turns out that x equals 5 is the winner, and it's the only solution for this equation. So the answer choice for this question is B, x equals 5.
Divide, simplify your answer. We have one rational expression divided by another rational expression, x squared minus 9 over x squared plus 6x plus 9 divided by 4x squared minus 12x over 16x. For dividing rational expressions, we apply the same rules for dividing fractions. So we get the first rational expression as it is, times the inverse of the second rational expression. We need to make sure that numerators and denominators for both rational expressions are factored. For the first one, x squared minus 9, those are square roots, so we can write them as x plus 3 and x minus 3 using the perfect squares. Joining it with the other rational expression numerator, which is 16x, over x squared plus 6x plus 9. Two factors of 9, when added, the sum is 6, 3 and 3. X plus 3 and x plus 3. Joining it with the other rational expression denominator, 4x squared minus 12x, we have a common factor which is 4x, x minus 3. Third step, we need to divide out the common factors. X plus 3, x minus 3, 16x and 4x share a common factor which is 4x, okay, and here will be left is 4. So 4 over x plus 3.
Can clean the garage in 3 hours, but it takes Angie 4 hours to do the same job. How long would it take them to clean the garage if they worked together? Fran finishes the work in 1/3 each hour, while Angie finishes the work in 1/4 each hour. We need to find how long will it take for them to finish the work together. So we need to put the time 1/x. Second step, we need to find the least common factor. We have 3, 4 and x, which will equal to 12x. Now, we need to set the numerator the same. So 1/3, 1/4 equals 1/x. We need to multiply the numerator by the least common factor, 12x. Now we will get 12x over 3 plus 12x over 4 equals 12x over x. We will get 4x plus 3x. The x will go equals 12. Now we have to add. We will get 7x and 12. Now we have to leave x and 1 on one side. Divide by 7 for both sides. Now we have x and 1 on one side. Our answer is going to be 1.7.
Question, they want us to find the vertical asymptote. So first of all, to find the vertical asymptote, you need to look at the denominator, and they give us three equations: y equal 2 over 3, b equal x 3 over 2, and c equal x equal 2 over 3. As soon as we see the choices, we will cross this one out, because vertical asymptote always equal to x. So we will keep this in mind. So now we have this choice and this choice. So we will work with the dominant. So 3x minus 2 equal to 0. We will make it equal to 0 and then solve. Move 2 to the other side, so 3x equal to 2, because plus 2 plus 2, and then divide by 3, x equal 2 over 3, and this is your vertical asymptote. So we will go to the multiple choice and we will find x equal 2 over 3, and this is our final answer. That is how to solve for to find vertical asymptote.
Our question is, identify all expressions that are equivalent to the expression below. 3 raised to the power of negative 8 divided by 3 raised to the power of negative 4. So what we do over here, when we have two exponential numbers with the same base but different exponents, what we do is we write it like so. We write the base once and then we subtract the exponents. So negative 8 minus negative 4 is equal to 3 raised to the power of negative 4, because negative 8 minus 4 is negative 8 plus 4, which is minus 4. So now we can select A, and if you convert this into positive form, you get 1 over 3 raised to the power of 4, because any number with a negative exponent can be converted into positive form by writing it as positive and putting 1 on top. So we can select B. What is the value of the expression 2x raised to the power of negative 1 by 3 when x is equal to 8? So when you replace x with 8, you get 2 in bracket 8 raised to the power of negative 1 by 3. So the first step is to calculate 8 to the power of negative 1 by 3, and when we do that, we get a half. So what we're going to do now is we're going to write it as 2 in bracket half, or 2 times half, 1 by 2, that is. So when you multiply 2 times 1 by 2, or 0.5, you get 1, because you can cancel out the 2's and you get 1. So the final answer is option number 1, 1. So it's this one. So our question is solve for x 3 raised to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to 27 raised to the power of x. In order to find the value of x in this expression, what we do is we write 27 is in exponential form. So 27 is equal to 3 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 3 cubed. Now if you want, you can write it like so. When you multiply 3 and x together, you get 3x. Now we can say that 3 raised to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to 3 raised to the power of 3x. Now we need to set the exponents the same. So 2x plus 1 is equal to 3x. We subtract 1 from both sides and we get 2x minus 3x is equal to negative 1. So 2x minus 3x is equal to negative x or negative 1x, which is equal to negative 1. So x is equal to positive 1.
What values of x will the function f of x equals square root of x minus 4 be real? I have here 4 options to choose from. At the first, you have to know that the square root must be positive or 0. So the expression under radical sign, which is x minus 4, should be positive or 0. So I am going to write here x minus 4 should be greater than or equals to 0. Solve for x. To get rid of 4, you have to add 4 to each side. Plus 4 plus 4. So x is greater than or equals to 4. So the correct answer is option 4. Express in simplest form 2 over x all over 1 over 2x. I am going to write this expression in another way. So I have here 2 over x. So I am going to write 2 over x all divided by, so I'm going to write divide by 1 over 2x. 1 over 2x. I'm going to tell you a trick that will make our questions more easier to solve. The rule is keep, change, flip. Keep means let the first expression as it is. So I am going to write the first rational expression as it is, 2 over x. Change means change divide 2 times. Flip means 1 over 2x will be 2x over 1. Now I am going to rewrite this expression to be just one fraction. So 2 times 2x is 4x. x times 1 equals x. To put this expression in simplest form, just cancel out any common factors that you can see up and down. So I can see x up and down, so cancel out x. So our expression in simplest form is only 4.